Restream. So that should be restreaming to YouTube and Facebook. And it will try and go live on Instagram right now. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here it goes. Aloha, anyone that's out there, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. This is Keegan, and I'm sending out the stream and the invitation on this beautiful snow moon. Now, this is something I just learned, that there's something called the snow moon, and maybe I'm late to the party of knowledge of that. But yeah, so it's February. It's almost Valentine's Day in the US, wherever else Valentine's Day might be celebrated. And it's a snow moon because it's deep winter. Although spring is starting to peak. I'm wearing my my warm winter clothes for this snow moon, and it's going to be full moon in just about 20 minutes, like the peak of it. And like I was saying, spring is starting to peak. It's peaking, but it's also winter is peaking and spring is peaking. If you catch my drift. Not a snow drift where I am. Maybe it is where, maybe there are some around where you are. I'm in Montenegro, and there's actually a round table right here. And that's appropriate because I want to invite you to an Aquarian Renaissance Roundtable. That's what I'm calling this new weekly gathering that's hosted by me on Zoom and broadcast to the Law of the Earth YouTube channel. So I'm tuning into the great shift, the great cosmic shift, as all of us are, some more consciously, some less consciously, but we are all part of the earth, extensions of the beautiful Mother Earth, and we are all tuning into the cosmic rhythms and cycles and awakening our consciousness in small steps and big leaps, depending on the person, the situation. And we're, as they say, we're all walking each other home. And where is home? Home is where the heart is. So we're going back to our heart and starting to lead from there, bringing in the heart's intelligence, bringing in the coherence of the brain and the heart. And a lot of modern scientists are now discovering what ancient wisdom traditions have long held to be true about our radical connectivity, how we are all one and we are all quantumly entangled. I also received a Vedic astrology report about this full moon, the snow moon, which I guess is not called snow moon in India, but that report was talking about entanglement and how I forget the name of the lunar mansion, the nakshatra that it's in, but I do know that it's on this thing called the Gandanta, which is a certain place, but the Gandanta basically means like a knot, and it's about us in entangling, enmeshing in this or that quagmire or net or web of life. Here I'm streaming on 3 different platforms and getting enmeshed and entangled with the digital reality, and hopefully reaching through to you, weaving our worlds together. And this is the invitation to weave with me, to show up. I'll be doing this weekly Wednesdays. It's at 7 p.m. Central European time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time in the US, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And it's about us stepping into our leadership. That age of Aquarius is about community, and it's about community that acknowledges and honors the individual. And that is the key to freedom in this time, to the evolutionary path forward for our species, one that leads to us prospering and partnering with nature, realizing that we are already one with nature. And when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So this is the opportunity for us to step into a beautiful dream of oneness, a beautiful dream of harmony, a beautiful dream of realizing our individual soul's potential, sharing our gifts with the world, stepping into our own authority, becoming the captains of our ships in life, and figuring out how to share and communicate. We're all teachers here, and we're all students forever. Now, this is a great learning adventure. That's why my channel, Law of the Earth, is Learning Adventures Worldwide, and I'm here to hold hands on the way towards greater knowledge and greater harmony and greater intelligence in design of I've been studying permaculture and how can we meet our goals and leave behind self-destructive patterns. How do we shave off the waste? One of the principles of permaculture is using or producing no waste. There is no need for waste when we reintegrate all the elements into a whole systems approach that reutilizes the things that we consider waste. That people talk about throwing trash away, but there's actually no away, right? We have to deal with all the things, and the same is true on a psychological level for each of us. There's aspects of ourselves that we don't want to deal with. They're too involved with pain. There's pain entangled in our sense of self, in our identity, in how we're expressing who we are. And we can't just pretend like they don't exist any longer. It's time for us to integrate, to heal, to accept and acknowledge all of who we are. And it's so much easier to do that with support and community. And so that's the purpose of these roundtables, to share, to come from a space of openness, transparency. It'll be live on YouTube, and we're starting out. I've done 3 of these, and we had some wonderful guests like Dr. Vasilium, Fernando Vosa, and Harlan Emil of the Portal to the New Earth. And these gatherings will be portals to the new earth for your life to exponentially accelerate into a different experience, into you actually taking the reins and becoming all that you are meant to be. And I believe that, and it's a journey that I'm on. I'm not just here to teach. That paradigm is over. It's more about listening, sense making, learning together, giving space and opportunity for every voice to be heard and honored. And so this is my goal with these gatherings, is to grow as a facilitator, to be able to bring forth solutions from the group that assembles. Whoever you may be, I welcome you to participate. It's totally free. It's going to be every week. Like I said, 7 p.m. Central European time. You can comment on wherever you're watching this. Just say Renaissance, and I'll get in touch with you and send the Zoom link if you want to be on the Zoom. And if you're not ready for that level of transparency, vulnerability, you can tune in onto the YouTube, because that's going to be available live as well. So it's a grand experiment, and I'm excited to draw the sword in a peaceful way, the sword of discernment, the sword of divining the way forward. Maybe it's using to cut like a machete to cut through the bush and allow new pathways to be made in the mind's garden, in our inner and outer reality. So one is a reflection of the other. The work that we do on the inside, establishing new pathways, making new connections, reaching out and reconnecting with one another and with our sacred inner divinity, that will allow for the outpicturing, for the manifestation of this work that we do together, changing our perspectives, allowing the highest versions of ourselves to emerge. So it's going to be prayerful. It's going to be contemplative, and it's going to be solutions focused, and it's going to be activating. So I encourage you to tune in. I can also just share a little bit more, like, what is it, the topic. We talk about identity, talk about who we are to ourselves, what's our sense of self, what's the talk that we have going on in our minds, what are we telling ourselves about ourselves, and realize the importance that has for the habits that we develop and for the relationships that we develop. It's really a process of internal gardening, kind of delving the depths, and we can start in the shadows. We can start in the shallows, and then we will go deeply into the shadows as we are comfortable. This is a slow and steady process. I'm a holder of the turtle medicine, and that slow and steady wins the race. And we're looking for a type of race that is a win-win-win, where everybody is a victory. Like I used to when I was a kid, I memorized this poem that was Hug a War. And it's been so long now, but the gist of it is that I don't want to play at Hug a War. I'd much rather, I don't want to play at Tug a War. I'd much rather play at Hug a War. No, I just remember the poem, but of course I can't remember all the words. But basically, it's about us all winning, helping each other, and it all starts and ends in the mind. I'm going on and on here, but it's the mental imaginings that we do, and the emotions that go along with those are emanating and broadcasting. Many of us are aware of this, and are we living it? Are we living from a space of creating consciously? Because we live in this quantum soup of our words and our thoughts, our frequency vibrations becoming worlds. And we each have our own world, and they all intermingle and intermesh. And the more we can bring focused awareness, intentionality, love, and unity to it, then the more we can experience those beautiful creations, the dreams that we want to see unfold. So I've gone on long enough for this invitation. Like I said, leave a comment, and I look forward to following up with you and leading up with you. Much love. This is Keegan.